No one was ready for what Maxton Hall Season 2 Episode 4 is about to bring. The trailer didn't just tease heartbreak, it promised it. Every frame screamed pain, regret, and a love story on the edge of collapse. And if you thought Ruby and James had already been through enough, Episode 4 is here to prove that the real storm hasn't even started yet. This isn't just another school drama anymore. This is the moment where hearts break, masks fall, and choices have consequences that no one can escape. The trailer opens with Ruby walking through the halls of Maxton, her eyes distant, her smile gone. The once bright, confident girl who held hope in her hands now moves like she's carrying the weight of an entire world on her shoulders. Her Oxford acceptance should have been her greatest joy, but now it feels hollow. She got what she always dreamed of, yet the one person she wanted to share it with is slipping away. The music in the background is soft at first, almost fragile, as if reflecting her breaking heart. Meanwhile, James is seen sitting in his car again, the same car that nearly took his life. This time, he's not speeding. He's just sitting there, staring at the steering wheel, completely still. The camera catches the reflection of his face in the rearview mirror, and you can almost see the battle inside him. He's haunted by what he's done, by the kiss, by the lies, by the endless pain he caused Ruby. His hands tremble as he pulls out a small folded note from his pocket, the therapist's card from the last episode. He wants to heal, but he doesn't know where to start. Then, we hear Ruby's voice in the background, not in person, but as a memory. She's saying, "You can't keep running from everything, James." And in that moment, you realize this entire episode will be about confrontation, about finally facing the truth. The next scene flashes to Lydia, exhausted, nervous, and clutching her stomach. She's trying to hold herself together, but her secret is eating her alive. The trailer gives us only glimpses, but they're powerful. Mr. Sutton appears in the background, watching her with a cold, calculating stare. And you know right away he knows. He knows about the pregnancy. The tension between them is suffocating, and the viewers can almost feel that something dark is coming. Cut back to Ruby. She's standing outside during the evening, holding her phone with trembling hands, scrolling through old messages from James that she never deleted. Her eyes fill with tears, and for a second, she looks like she might call him. But she doesn't. Instead, she deletes his number. The camera lingers on her face as a single tear slides down, and then, suddenly, she forces herself to smile. It's one of those painful smiles that say, "I'm fine," when she's absolutely not. In the next moment, the trailer shifts. Ruby is seen at the charity gala, dressed beautifully but clearly distant. Everyone is celebrating her success, but her eyes keep searching through the crowd, searching for him. And then she spots him. James walks in, hesitant but determined. The air between them is electric, charged with all the words they haven't said. When their eyes meet, it's like time freezes. The trailer doesn't give away what they say, but their expressions tell everything. Ruby's face tightens, torn between love and anger. James looks like a man ready to confess, but terrified of what comes next. Then, a sudden cut, loud music, flashing lights, and chaos. Someone screams Ruby's name. She turns around, and for a split second, everything goes black. The trailer jumps rapidly between quick flashes, Ruby crying, Lydia yelling, Mortimer slamming his fist on a table, and James running through the rain. It's confusion and pain woven together, and you can feel your heartbeat racing just trying to keep up. And right when you think it can't get any heavier, the screen goes silent. Just Ruby's voice breaks the quiet. "Love isn't supposed to hurt like this." The line echoes, almost hauntingly, before the trailer cuts to black. If there's one thing Episode 4 promises, it's that this will be the emotional climax of the entire season. The pain, the confrontation, the heartbreak, everything that's been building since that Oxford night is about to explode. The trailer's tone shifts entirely as Section 2 begins. The energy that once felt romantic now feels heavy, almost suffocating. We see Ruby walking down the empty Maxton Hall corridors, her heels echoing against the marble floor. The camera follows her slowly. She's not the girl we met at the start of the season. Her confidence is cracked, her eyes filled with exhaustion. She's tired of pretending that everything is fine. And then we hear it. James's voice, soft, pleading, saying, "Ruby, please just listen." It's desperate, raw, and full of regret. But Ruby doesn't turn around. Not yet. The trailer then cuts to a flashback, a brief moment from happier days. Ruby laughing, James brushing a strand of hair from her face, both of them glowing in the golden light of the Maxton courtyard. The laughter fades into silence, replaced by the sound of rain. It's a perfect metaphor, the sunshine of their love now drowned by the storm they created. Back in the present, Ruby finally faces James. The scene is quiet, almost too quiet. Her voice trembles as she says, "You think sorry can fix everything?" And for a heartbeat, James looks completely lost. He tries to speak, but she doesn't let him. "You broke me, James. You made me believe in forever, and then reminded me that forever doesn't exist for people like us." Her words cut through the silence, like glass. James looks shattered, not by anger, but by guilt. You can see it in his eyes, the way he blinks back tears he refuses to let fall. "I never meant to hurt you," he says. "I was lost." But Ruby shakes her head, her expression turning colder. "You were never lost, James. You just didn't want to be found." That single line hits like thunder. The trailer then flashes to Lydia, crying in a dimly lit room, clutching the ultrasound photo of her twins. Mr. Sutton's voice can be heard faintly saying, "You're ruining both our lives." His tone is sharp, commanding, manipulative. Lydia's hands shake as she folds the photo close to her heart. For the first time, she's not scared anymore. She's furious. You can sense that she's about to fight back. Then, a voiceover takes over. Ruby's voice again, layered with emotion. "We all have choices," she says. "And sometimes, choosing yourself means losing the person you love." These words play over clips of her walking away from James, Lydia tearing up her pamphlet, and Mortimer looking out a window, watching his empire slowly crumble. We then see a powerful shot of James sitting in a dark therapy office, finally meeting the trauma specialist again. His face is pale, exhausted, his hands fidgeting nervously. "I keep ruining everything I touch," he says. The therapist responds gently, "Then maybe it's time to stop trying to fix everyone else and start fixing yourself." The silence that follows that line is deafening. Meanwhile, Ruby is preparing for the gala's final rehearsal. She's surrounded by lights, decorations, and people, but her eyes are distant. You can tell her mind isn't there. The trailer shows her glancing toward the entrance again and again, almost hoping James won't show up. But deep down, she knows he will. He always does. And then comes the breaking point. The two finally meet backstage. It's raining outside, thunder rolling in the distance. James tries to apologize again, but Ruby cuts him off. Her voice is shaking, her tears unstoppable now. "Do you even know what it feels like to love someone who keeps destroying you?" she asks. "Every time you promise you'll change, I believe you. And every time, I end up standing in the ruins you leave behind." James reaches out to her, but she steps back. "You don't get to touch me anymore," she says. Her words are calm, but they carry the weight of finality. The camera focuses on James's face. He's completely broken, realizing she truly means it this time. As Ruby walks away, we see flashes of every moment they shared. The laughter, the kisses, the fights, the tears. The screen fades between them as if memories are burning out like dying candles. The background music swells, emotional and haunting. The rain intensifies. The final seconds of this section show James standing in the empty hall, completely drenched. He whispers her name once, just once, and the sound barely reaches over the storm. The next scene cuts to Ruby sitting alone on her bed, staring at her Oxford acceptance letter. She exhales deeply, whispering, "I'm proud of him, but I can't be with him." And just like that, the heartbreak is sealed. The trailer ends this section with one final shot. Ruby closing her eyes as a single tear falls, and James walking away from the camera into the darkness. The tagline appears, Maxton Hall Season 2 Episode 4, Love Hurts the Ones Who Deserve It Least. The heartbreak from their confrontation lingers long after the words are spoken. The trailer opens with a quiet shot. Ruby sitting by her window at dawn, sunlight spilling gently into her room. She's not crying anymore. She's just empty. The Oxford letter lies open beside her, a symbol of everything she's earned and everything she's lost. Her mind drifts back to James, and though she wants to stop thinking about him, her heart doesn't listen. That's what love does. It stays even when it shouldn't. We then see James at his lowest. He's standing on the same cliff where he and Ruby once shared their first real conversation, the wind whipping through his hair, his eyes red from sleepless nights. The trailer plays soft piano notes underneath his silence, and in his hand, he's holding the broken photo booth strip, the one from the gala, the one where they smiled like the world couldn't touch them. He looks at it for a long moment, then folds it carefully and tucks it into his jacket. It's clear he's letting her go, but not because he's stopped loving her. He's doing it because, for once, he understands he has to love himself first. Meanwhile, Lydia's story takes a darker turn. The trailer cuts to her arguing with Mr. Sutton in a shadowy corner of the school library. His face is filled with anger and panic, whispering harshly, "You're not keeping them. Do you understand me?" But Lydia doesn't back down. Her voice shakes, but her words are strong. "They're mine, and I'll protect them even if no one else will." Sutton's expression turns icy, and we know he's planning something terrible. The next flash shows him on a phone call, his tone cold and quiet, saying, "Handle it." She can't find out. It's a chilling moment that leaves viewers wondering just how far he's willing to go. Then, the trailer shifts back to Ruby. She's walking through the halls, saying her quiet goodbyes. Lynn hugs her, Ember cries, and even Mr. Lexington tells her how proud he is. It's bittersweet because while everyone is celebrating her success, Ruby is quietly mourning what she's leaving behind. There's a moment when she stands by James's locker, fingers brushing across the nameplate. She smiles softly, not with sadness, but acceptance. It's her way of saying goodbye. At the same time, James is shown making progress with his therapist. The office is brighter this time, filled with light instead of shadows. "You can't change the past," the therapist says, "but you can choose not to repeat it." James nods, finally ready to face his demons. The trailer flashes through quick cuts of him selling his car, reconnecting with Lydia, and even helping at the Gala Foundation. It's clear he's trying to rebuild, piece by piece. But Maxton Hall isn't ready to let them go so easily. The calm atmosphere is suddenly broken by chaos. A scream echoes across the hallway, students rushing toward the courtyard. The trailer cuts sharply to Lydia collapsing, blood on her hands, her face pale with terror. Ruby, who happens to be nearby, rushes to her side. "Lydia, stay with me," she cries. The screen flickers rapidly, teachers shouting, sirens wailing, and James running into the chaos, panic etched across his face. He kneels beside Ruby, trembling, his voice breaking as he says, "What happened?" Ruby looks at him, tears streaming down her cheeks, and whispers, "Someone tried to hurt her." The screen fades to black for a few seconds. Then, we hear Mortimer's voice, calm and cold. "This family has lost enough. Do not make me lose control." The silence that follows feels heavy, as if a dark secret is about to surface. The next shot reveals the police at Maxton Hall, students whispering in fear, and Mr. Sutton standing in the distance, his expression unreadable. The final montage is fast and emotional. Ruby crying in her dorm room, James punching a wall, Lydia being rushed into an ambulance, and Mortimer burning a letter in his fireplace. The background music swells to an emotional crescendo as we hear Ruby's final voiceover. Sometimes, love isn't about holding on. It's about knowing when to let go, even if it breaks you. The trailer ends with one last haunting image. Ruby walking out of Maxton Hall's gates, suitcase in hand, looking back one final time. Behind her, James stands at the window, watching her leave. They don't wave. They don't speak. But their eyes say everything: love, loss, and unfinished business. The words to be continued, appear on the screen, leaving fans breathless. And that's why the Maxton Hall Season 2 Episode 4 trailer is truly heartbreaking. It's not just about love ending, it's about growing apart, facing the truth, and learning that sometimes the hardest goodbye is the one you give to the person who taught you how to love in the first place.